Wow, what a start to October. We wake up to Israel being in a bombing war. Again, turmoil in the Middle East that never stops. We're still sending tons of money over to Ukraine, stretching ourselves thin here in America, and we're dealing with a push against the supporters, the opposition from the FBI. There's a lot that's happened this week. Russia came out and said that they're testing nuclear capabilities. And the whole time we have a FEMA test that gets us prepared for something like that. That's a lot going on. As a prepper, every week I'm looking to see what I can purchase, what I can do to make my homestead, my farm, my family safer and better, to make sure I'm more sustainable. Well, today I'm going to talk about 5 things I purchased this week. I love making these videos because I want to encourage you. You need to start buying some things and getting ready for good times or bad times. It's always great to be prepared. So let's jump into today, what I bought this week. And some of these things could easily leave the shelves and never come back. They could be banned, they could be taken away from you, and you won't have the freedom to purchase anymore. Let's jump into 5 things I bought this week. I hope it will help you make wise decisions and thinking this may be something I need to pick up. Let's jump into it. This video starts right now.
I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed.
Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you enjoy our content. Our goal is to always inform you, always give you words of wisdom, and hopefully together we can grow and be better and be wiser and have better discernment, because right now our world is literally falling to pieces and America is not doing anything to really help ourselves from our borders. Even now looking at another issue around the world that we're going to have to address, or at least be prepared just in case something goes down. So let's talk about 5 things I purchased this week. I think this will help you and your family to get a little bit more prepared as we go into the last part of the year. Let's jump into it. Number 1, I picked up fall planting and fall seeds. I also picked up fall ryegrass, meaning I'm trying to cover all my bases when it comes to making sure I can take care of food for my family and also food for my animals. The beauty of growing your own food and having the availability to grow your own food is that you don't have to rely on the grocery stores. There's a study that came out that showed that grocery stores, again with the supply chain issues and also the fact that prices always go up around the holidays, you will see an influx in pricing and even some supply chain issues, even some shortages based on the fact of all the goods that are not getting grown and not getting transported because of some of the water issues and so forth. So I purchased more seeds this week. I bought from Survival Garden Seeds and also a local co-op here. A lot of those things were dealing with cover crops to fertilize our grounds back, and also grasses to grow for winter for us hunting and also for our animals. We also picked up a lot of greens, a lot of healthy vegetables for us too. Those seeds can grow very good. It's the easiest time to grow greens. You can grow these on porches, in pots. Please, when we say grow food and you don't have a place to grow food, a big yard, that's okay. Especially when it comes to fall crops and winter crops. Those things do not need as much cross-pollination. They don't need as much sun. They don't need as much work to be done. Grow some lettuce, grow some things today. Pick up some seeds. If you have animals, pick up something that you can grow for them. Supplement their feed with what you're growing, and also make sure you're growing enough food for yourself. So number 1 was seeds. I think this is a purchase I make just about every month because it's wise to do it. Take care of your own food chain. Number 2, I picked up a new rifle and scope this week. This is something easily that can be taken off the shelves in the next few years, especially depending on who's in leadership. It's hunting season starting here in the South, so this is something I picked up. I believe in this, and I believe that this is a way that we can supplement our grocery stores by hunting. If you have public lands closed, while you can hunt those, get your licensures that you need. Make sure you understand what you're hunting with. Also, if you've never broke down an animal and processed your own food, again, it's part of being a hunter-gatherer. It's part of self-sustainability. It's part of food sustainability. Learn how to do that. Learn how to harvest your own animal. Learn how to process your own animal. And I know there's a lot of people like, oh, I live in the city, I would never do that. You better learn. You really better learn. So this week I picked up a hunting rifle, a scope. This will prepare us to be better as we come into this season. It gives me another option to be able to hunt in certain areas that I may not could hunt with the other options I had. So this is one thing that this was a phenomenal investment. It only goes up in value. this is a good purchase. Number 2 is providing more food for us. Number 3, I ordered another JASE case personally for myself and my family. We've got to be going out of town in the next coming weeks, and before we get back into milking with our cows and so forth, but we have to go out of town. So I want to make sure that we have enough prescriptions to be able to go safely out of town. One thing that I don't like is not being prepared. We've had several over-the-counter meds, we've had several JASE cases with antibiotics, but anytime that we can going away from our main hub of first aid, we take our travel size stuff, and we wanted another set of antibiotics to put strictly in maneuvering when we go out of town. We're a family of 8. That's a big deal. So we bought another JASE case for us this week. It is a great purchase because right now you're seeing prescriptions being in short supply. Also, the cost of those prescriptions. If you go to comments on a lot of our videos when we talk about stockpiles, you will see people complaining about them not getting medicines. It's very important to have what you need to cover yourself and your family. I purchased another JASE case this week. That rooster doesn't hush, I may purchase another freezer just for him and his buddies. Number 4. We talked about October 4th. We talked about all this testing, and our phones are so, they're so manipulated. This week we bought a different set of antennas and CBs to be able to go long distances when talking to our family. So like we tested them on October 4th. We put our phones in Faraday cases and kept them covered. We didn't want to utilize them on that day. So what we did, this rooster's telling you it's morning, by the way. But what we did is we wanted to test these new CBs. So we went several miles, bigger antennas up, and we were able to utilize these. So anytime that we can't use our phones are very manipulated. They're inundated with problems. What if all of a sudden some of the satellites go down for our cell phones? We want to have a second line of communication, and I think CBs, ham radios, that is a huge additive to our farms. We have some CBs, but we never had the extended towers, the extended antennas, and we purchased these this week. I think this is a great buy. It helps us go to the next level on communication. We know who needs those. We want to make sure they have those, and that way we can get safely back home. Times get tough. We're in a volatile world, a volatile America. We are being targeted and persecuted, and the last thing I want to do is not be able to get in touch with my family. Number 5, I told you a few weeks ago, I just kind of have been getting away from Bitcoin because I think it's just crypto and Bitcoin have been a little bit more manipulated. They've been pushed by the government. You hear talks of BlackRock and SEC talking about Bitcoin. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility there. So basically, I sold all my Bitcoin. It wasn't a lot. I didn't have a lot. I told you that before. I think you need to be buying precious metals, tangible goods. But I sold that, and I was able to have enough to buy a solar generator. So I purchased another solar generator. Actually, the solar generator that I purchased is really more of the inverter and the solar panels itself. I already had a battery bank. I just added to it. What I wanted to do was have an extra access to more solar capabilities. So it allowed me to expand what I had. It also allows me to travel with this one. This is a travel size generator that I can add to that now has a little bit more ump to it, so it can run a little bit more things. The one I bought this week was a Pecron. You can purchase any. I know EcoFlow, Blue Eddy. I have a Blue Eddy that I love. It's a little bit bigger system. This one was a little bit smaller, but I'll link the one that I use below. Again, we're having to go out of town, out of state in the coming weeks. So anytime that I can make sure that I have my setup ready to travel with me, almost this mobile bug out situation. Not that I want to be hindered and not be able to come back, but I also want to make sure that when I leave my facility and I leave my farm and I leave my home, at that time I have what I need to get there, but also to get back safely. If I can't, I need to have everything I need to be sustainable until I'm able to get back. That's a big deal. People say that's living in fear. No, I'm not living in fear. I'm living in the reality that we've been given here in America. We're seeing wars across the world, and America is stretching themselves thin. Our monies are stretching ourselves thin. We're in a polarized nation because we have election problems. So there's a lot going on. So anytime I have to leave, I want to make sure I have everything I need. Having this extra solar generator and this extra solar and this extra inverter is key. This is really important for me. It gives me that security. It also gives my wife a little bit more security as we have to leave as well. So that's 5 things I purchased this week. I will link every one of these below. I will also link where I purchased my precious metals. I made a comment about that with the fact of selling my Bitcoin. If you choose to own Bitcoin, that's fine, but remember, you don't tangibly have it. I don't care if you have a cold wallet storage. it's still not the best way to hold your money. So I'll link the 5 things that I purchased this week below. And you see a lot of these lists are the same. The reason they're the same is because I want to add to my surplus always and make sure that my stockpile is covered. So think about what you could add this week. Think about how you can save money. If it's seeds or if it's hunting gear, whatever it may be, it could benefit you and your family to make sure that you're safe. We live in a crazy, volatile world. The best thing to do is have discernment, gain wisdom, and of course, always be prepared. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.
Feels like I can fly. You can take me high.